Welcome back to the Power Rangers right here at Comicstorian. My name is Benny and I'll be reading you a dramatic reading of the next issues in the Power Rangers Necessary Evil storyline. Now this takes place after Shattered Grid, continuing the amazing story of Boom's Power Rangers. And when we last left off, Tommy had become the White Ranger and was dealing with 3 new members of the normal Power Rangers as the White Ranger. But we discovered that Jason, Trini, and Zach, while they went to the Peace Summit, they actually became the Omega Rangers. And they were secretly working with the Power Rangers as Omega Rangers across the globe. But for some reason, they were not telling their friends for fear of letting them know too much or getting them concerned. Who really knows? Today, we're going to be continuing that storyline of Power Rangers Necessary Evil, and I will link you the previous storyline of Shattered Grid and the first chapter to this down below. But let's get into it. The next day after the Omega Rangers defeated their enemy and the enemy was put into a bottle by Z and added to a shelf of thousands, the emissary then explains to our heroes that time and space were fragmented. Lives were lost, but they fixed it. Now, everything that will happen did happen. However, nothing broken can ever be exactly as it was. Ever since they shattered the grid, there have been cracks. And through those imperfections, the energy of the Morphin grid has seeped through and it infected him. When harnessed by a morpher, the energy can be controlled, but without one, the consequences, well, they can be devastating. They are here to ask for his forgiveness and assistance. Use those abilities to help locate and save those just like him. Vox stands up in his prison, stating that he likes the cloak. "I'll have to take it from you one day." And Kia tries reasoning with him, stating that she knows that they didn't get off on the right foot. They're trying to protect people from, but Vox asks, "From what? Taking care of themselves? Are you to say that I'm an infected one? No, I've been blessed by your Morphin energy. The only reason you are trying to contain me is because you don't like the idea that someone with my strength is not playing by your rules. So now you're the one scared because there might be someone bigger and badder out there, ready to put you all out of business. You can go ahead and pop me back into the jar. I've been locked up before. I'll get out eventually, and when I do, I'll be looking for a rematch." So a short while later, Trini finds Kia sitting alone on the rooftop, and she says that she really hates that this is the go-to place for everyone. And Kia laughs, telling her that she's sorry, it's just so quiet. Makes you wonder why the Morphin Masters ever decided to leave this place. Trini then asks if everything's okay, and Kia tells her, yeah, she was thinking about her brother. It's kind of a funny story. It was the night before they were going to go visit the elders, and her brother Cello was so excited. He asked where did the sun go, and she told him that it was sleeping because it's been flying through the sky all day. So Cello got up, waddled onto the grass, and looked up at the sky, shouting, "Wake up, son! Wake up!" It was the cutest thing ever. Trini asked how old was he, and Kia said that he would have been 4 next month. Trini pulls back, stating that she's sorry, she didn't mean to bring up something that happened. And Kia smiles, telling her, "No, it's fine. We're friends here, so there shouldn't be any secrets. I was asleep the moment that I became empowered by the Morphin energy." Suddenly, thousands of spiderwebs of electricity flew through her, and she was connected to everything that it touched. And she could feel it building and building until everything turned to ash. When she came to, her family was gone, and she was left with this blessing as a reminder. Vox may love his powers, but after the grid shattered, she lost everything. Soon, Z calls everyone in, stating that they have a new spike, this time level 6 Morphin energy. He was unable to determine the target, but the signature shows that it's coming from the planet Brielle. Over the last 12 standard hours, more than a dozen different spacecrafts have fallen into the orbit around Brielle. Jason asks if it's an invasion, and the emissary tells him no, it's an invitation. The Queen is holding a formal reception, one that could shift the power of balance in the universe, and Zach asks if they're crashing that party. And Trini says that if she gets to wear a cute dress, she is totally in. Z says, lucky for them, they've already begun assembling their attire. As everyone arrives outside of the Queen's temple, Z reminds everyone that this is a dangerous mission. Extreme caution is recommended. Once inside, everyone sees all the different forms of aliens, from the more formal to the more gluttonous. But soon after everyone is gathered, Queen Adriel steps out, stating that she would like to welcome them all to Brielle. From their very inception, her people have been slaves. First to Brielle's original inhabitants, then to the vain idolatries of Rita Repulsa, and now to insignificance. They've all waged war without them, but no longer from this day forward. One of the fatter aliens begins to lick his fingers, telling the Queen to just show them the weapon. They didn't come all this way for speeches from a slave queen. If she wishes to join them, she can prove that she can do what she claims. Wield this planet killer, otherwise he'll be returning to his ship. Adriel takes a sip from her glass, asking, "Ship? What ship would that be?" Suddenly the ground begins to shake as a massive cannon fires into the sky, destroying his ship. Adriel begins to laugh, stating that there has been a misunderstanding. "Did you believe that you were here so that I may ask permission to join? No. It's quite the opposite. Actually, you're all here to pledge loyalty to me. Each of you will bend the knee. Your worlds will swear allegiance, or none of you will leave this temple alive. That includes the Power Rangers who have graced us with their presence." Back on Earth at the juice bar, Billy tells Kimmy that they never did get back to him about that visit. Kimmy says that maybe it's just time that they admit that they're living on two different worlds now. Jason, Trini, and Zach are doing something totally different. They seemingly want nothing to do with their friends. And as everyone sits for lunch, Tommy tells everyone that they need to remember to always be ready. They never know when Lord Zedd will strike again. Maybe today, or tomorrow, or even next week, but Adam takes a bite of his hamburger, stating that it's today. And Adam points behind them at the TV, stating, "Look." Tommy looks back and says, "Oh, okay, well then I guess it's morphin' time." As everyone suits up and teleports downtown, Tommy sees Dane and tells him, "Okay, doggy, playtime's over. We're sending you back to Zedd on a leash." Dane asks, "Really? Dog jokes? How clever. Well, whenever you're ready, children." Tommy tells everyone to get their blasters ready, and as they pull the trigger, the blasters fizzle out. Rocky asks what just happened, and Dane tells them, "That was a micro-yield EMP. You should also know, this is not going to be a fair fight, Power Rangers." As Billy is sitting at the command center, he explains to Zordon what happened. The enemy came at them with a plasma weapon in hand, like he was trying to intimidate them, but he knew exactly who he wanted. He went straight for Kimberly. He broke her hand in one fell swoop. He had a plan. Next was Rocky. Rocky was the first to respond, but it's hard to fight when you have some black goop covering your face. And after that was Adam. He used these bugs. He attacked Adam on a psychological level. Aisha followed up. All it took was one kick to the stomach and she was out. He could have killed any of them at any time, but he didn't. He was waiting for the right moment, and that's when it hit them. His target was Tommy, and Tommy went running straight into his trap. Zordon tells Billy, "This wasn't their fault, it's mine." Who they faced was one of Lord Zedd's assassin named Dane. He takes a perverse delight in personalizing his methods of attack. He is cunning and meticulous. He never engages unless it's on his terms. If he left them alive, he did it for a reason. Tommy is a skilled warrior, yes, but he is still learning the limitations of his new White Ranger powers. If we learned anything today, it's that we must guard our weaknesses, or they will be turned against us. Eventually, they will face Dane again, alone. Meanwhile, over back on planet Brielle, Queen Adriel tells everyone that she knows that the Rangers are here. She has allowed them to enter her kingdom. And in case you are wondering, they have a ship in orbit. Come out now or you'll find a ride home along with the Extraction. Jason steps forward stating, "All right, if you want us, Omega Rangers, power up! Omega weapons ready!" While Trini, Zach, and Kia handle the guards, Jason makes for Adriel. Before Jason could attack though, Adriel swings her sword down, stating that she can tell by his movements that he is not the same Red Ranger as before. Pity, she was looking for a rematch. Either way, I did promise to destroy your ship, so she snaps her fingers and nothing happens. She pauses for a moment, shouting, "Damn you, Cavitas! Why must everything be so difficult?" The others quickly make their way towards the throne room, where they find Jason recovering from Adriel's attack. Kia asks if he's okay, and Jason tells her that he's fine. Just had his head bounce off the wall. He hasn't been beaten up like this since he fought Drakon. Adriel storms by her guards, telling them to kill anyone who attempts to enter the chamber, even your fellow guards. Soon the door slams shut, and Adriel asks why her most loyal and gifted subjects are refusing commands from their queen. Shackled by the door, Cavitas states that he cannot continue with this. No more killing, no more death. Please have mercy, queen. Adriel bends down, stating that she will never understand how a pathetic creature like him was given such incredible powers. Their enemies are at their gates, and she has no time for his weakness. She snaps her fingers again, and Cavitas is electrocuted. Adriel tells him to call for the energies and charge the weapon, or... Just then, Zach and Trini jump in, with Trini stating that if they want to finish that sentence, they're going to give her an excuse to smash through another wall. Adriel clashes with Trini, stating, So it is you! New outfit, same goal. Trini struggles to keep in control, telling Adrielle that they have come for the empowered. Give him up and they won't have to dethrone her. Adrielle swings, stating, of course, every time the Kidre star rise, here come the Power Rangers to smash us back down again. No more! As Jason and Kia rush in, Adrielle yells, finally! Now that you're all here, you can know my true goal. I will collect all of those touched by the Morphin power, and together we will lay siege to the universe. But as Adrielle raises her arms, there's a loud snap as Cavatos wraps his chains around her neck, pulling them tight. Quickly, her lifeless body falls to the ground, and Cavatos says that he just wanted her to stop. No more torture, no more death. Take me away from here, please. Jason radios to Z, stating that they found the target. Begin teleporting and they can destroy the temple from orbit. Just maybe the good guys won for once. And later, at Safe Haven, Emissary states that this isn't just for Cavatos' protection, but ours. Trini explains that it wasn't Cavatos' fault. The Emissary tells her that he chose to kill. He is a weapon, tempered by the Morphin grid itself. Trini yells that he was trying to help them back there. They can't just lock him away. And Cavatos looks at the Emissary and states, floating blue god, I didn't want to kill her. I didn't want to kill anyone. It was the only way that I could survive. Jason begins to speak, but the Emissary tells them that their hearts are in the right place, but there is so much power connected to so much death. Kia then stops him, asking, what about her then? She murdered her entire family when her powers came. If they're sticking to the rules, she should be going into a bottle as well. Emissary says no. What you are describing is tragedy. There was no intention there. As Emissary, I ask you to trust in the future, just as I have trusted you. And back on Earth, Dane the Assassin makes his move again, but this time, mega-sized. With Tommy still out of commission from the previous fight, everyone rushes into Angel Grove. Dane manages to keep each of the Rangers at bay, but when it's time for the Thunder Megazord, the Rangers have a fighting chance. Rocky pilots the Megazord in, and just as before, he strikes down with one hit. He's going to rip them out of the Zord. Rocky shouts, asking, what should we do? Dane is going to be inside of here any moment. Dane raises his knife one last time, and then he hears something coming at him from behind. He looks back to see the 4 Zords landing, and before he can ask, he is struck in the face. Aisha asks, who are they? And Kimberly says, I've never seen them before. Guess Zordon called for backup? Each taking a turn, the new Zords punch and knock Dane down, but Dane gets right back up, demanding to know who they are. Speak! He manages to snare one of the Zords, but then the red Zord punches him down with a thundering kaboom! Dane shrinks down, calling reinforcements, but Jason jumps out, stating, they won't make it in time. It's time to surrender. As the other Rangers get out, Aisha asks, should we, go give them a hand? But Kimberly tells her, no, it doesn't look like whoever these people are, they need it. With one crack to the head with Trini's hammer, Dane finally falls to the ground unconscious. Jason radios to Z, stating that they're going to need a containment canister ready. Jumping in 3, 2, but before he could leave, Kimberly calls out that they have great timing. Thanks for the same. Billy then tells them that he, along with the other Power Rangers, would like to welcome them to Earth. Who are you guys and where did you come from? Jason and the others stare at each other for a moment, and then without saying a word, they teleport away. Kimberly just looks stunned. Nice not talking to you? Back at the command center, Zordon believes that they are called the Omega Rangers. They're an ancient faction that operates in the most dangerous and remote areas of space. Their ranks have been dormant for centuries, or so the legend goes. Billy asks if it's possible that these Rangers are here because of Zedd. But before Zordon can answer, Alpha 5 says that his readings indicate that their ship is still in orbit, along with their Zords. Zordon tells everyone that until they know more, Alpha 5 and he will monitor their movement and attempt to establish contact. But at that moment, a voice says that whatever their reasons are, at least they're on the good side. Tommy walks in with everyone asking how he's feeling. Then he tells them that he feels like he got beat up by a big red alien dog. Sorry he didn't come out there. But no, going forward, he promises to never let anything like that happen again. Up in space, Kia asks that she thought everything was supposed to be fine after they left Earth. And Jason says that they are fine. Kia asks, really? Were the part of them getting smashed on the ground looking fine to you? And Zach says that Kia might be right, and Trini says that they are their friends, they have to do something. But later, Emissary asks how was their trip to Earth? How were their friends? Jason says that they were in bad shape. Their Zords were decimated, their hometown is in ruins again. All because of Lord Zedd. How are they supposed to leave it like this and do things in space? Emissary says that he sees it. Flesh and steel on a seat of stone. Interesting. He's not asking to stay and protect them, is he? Jason says no, he's asking for permission to do something far more dangerous. So later on the moon, Jason and the Omega Rangers teleport in, and Jason tells them to keep their enemies in front. Watcher 6 and... But Zach stops him, stating, Most importantly, have fun. Golder tells the Rangers welcome to their home. Finster points, stating that his beloved monsters will bring him their heads. And as everyone charges in, Kia tells Jason to go ahead. They'll handle the appetizers. Jason does just that. He walks into the throne room and sees Zedd sitting there, telling the putties to remove their pest. And in one fluid motion, Jason cuts down the putties, with Zedd laughing, stating, "Are the Rangers hunting the wicked from the shadows and locking them away for all eternity? You may have bested the dog, but let's see how you fare against a true evil." And that is where we're going to leave you on this cliffhanger. So it's an interesting direction that the Boom Power Rangers have gone in. We've got the actual Power Rangers dealing with Aisha, Rocky, and all the new characters in the White Ranger and them having their problems. I love this take on Jason, Trini, and Zach. They've gone to become the Omega Rangers, and they are now literally going through space and just decimating anything that is causing problems or issues for them. If you want to know what happens next, please consider subscribing to our channel, as next Sunday, we're going to be bringing you just that, the next part of this, the battle of Jason versus Lord Zedd. And don't forget, you can get early access to that by going to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next week right here.